everyone, a few of you have emailed me asking if you could have a walkthrough from assignment 5 for how to come up with the correct answers so that you're prepped for your midterm, which I think is a fantastic idea. But I've gotten so many emails about it, I decided to just do a quick solutions video rather than answer them one at a time. So this is going to be a quick walkthrough for solutions for assignment number 5. Now, I will say, I actually made a typo in this. So I went through and regraded it. If you didn't understand why you missed a question, get back on and check your grade again, because several of you had grades that went up because of my typo. I had changed a number to make the math easier, and it got updated on some of the answer keys, but not all of them. So, all right, so the scenario for assignment number 5 was a professor had the idea that if she created a more relaxing classroom environment, students might do better on their quizzes. So noise cancellations and water and hot tea and all this. So let's go through this step by step. I have this pulled up on my other screen so that I can make sure I get everything here. So question 1 was, what would be an example for a null hypothesis for this scenario? Remember, your null hypothesis is when you are stating that there is no relationship, okay? So a null hypothesis would be something to the effect of, there was not any difference in quiz scores between a modified classroom environment and a standard classroom environment. That'd be a null hypothesis. No relationship. Nothing is significant. Doesn't matter. Okay. What would be an example of this professor's research hypothesis? So that would be her saying, creating a more relaxing classroom environment will have an impact on students' quiz scores. That would be an example of a research hypothesis. I think there's going to be a relationship between the thing that I'm doing and the outcome of the quiz scores. Question number 3, in this example, what is the value of n? Remember that n is always the number of participants in your group, in your sample. So in this case, n would be 36, right? Because we said one day during a test in a class of 36 students. N is 36. The next question, what is the value of m? The way that this scenario is set up, m is always referring to your sample mean. It's also sometimes portrayed as x bar, which is x with the line on top of it. So the mean we had put when grading the test, she found a class mean of 89 points. So that was 89. What is the number we will use for mu? And remember, mu is our population mean. In this scenario, her population was that she had saved all the quiz results from all of her students over the past however many years, right? And so she had her population of student quiz results for that quiz. And I gave you, when she looked at her record, she found that the student population mean was 83. So that one would be 83. Our mu, or mu-m, our population mean, is 83. In this example, what is the value of sigma, the standard deviation? We had said that one was 6, right? Because she had a value of 83 with a standard deviation of 6. And this is where I made the typo. In the beginning of the scenario, I had written it as 8. That part didn't get changed. So standard deviation sigma is 6. What is the standard error? Remember, to find the standard error when you're comparing to a population, you take the standard deviation and you divide it by the square root of n. Since our n was 36, square root of n is 6. Our standard deviation was 6. So we have 6 divided by 6, so 1. Our standard error is 1. In this question, what does z equal? Remember, you minus your sample mean from your population mean and divide it by your standard deviation, or standard error. I'm sorry, divide it by the standard error. So in this case, we're going to have 89 minus 83, so 6, divided by 1, so 6. So the answer is 6. So our z-score is 6. So what do we do with a z-score of 6? If you look at the tables in the back of your book, you're going to see that that is statistically significant. When we have a statistically significant z-score, we reject the null hypothesis and we accept the research hypothesis. So in this situation, the professor is going to reject the null and accept her research hypothesis. And the last question was, what would we be categorizing as population 1, population 2? So in this example, population 1 would be the students who took the exam, the quiz, under the more modified conditions, the pleasant conditions, our sample of interest, right? And population 2 is the entire population of students who have taken this quiz in the past 5 years that this professor has given this quiz in this class. So that is a quick solutions walkthrough for assignment number 5. If you still have any questions, please feel free to message me, get in touch with me. This will come up on your midterm, so make sure that you're familiar with all of the math that we did for this particular assignment.